What is up, you guys? Welcome to another Tuesday with Spencer here on FTM Transtastic. So first, I'm going to apologize for this video for two reasons. One, I am uncomfortable. I tore my ACL at camp, so I can't bend my leg. So this is why I'm like this. And yeah, it's been hard, and I'm a little bit upset about it. And the second reason is because I am on pain medication. Obviously, because I tore my ACL. So, just, forgive me for this video and how it's going to be and everything about it because it's probably going to have minimal edits, and here we are. This week on Transtastic, we are talking about a heavy topic. It's about, how our intersecting identities, uh, affect us and oppress us, um, and how we can fix them. So heavy. I wish I had more time to allot to this topic, but I don't. So we're just gonna talk about it right now. So if you guys don't know, I am a black trans Jew, and that's all of my minority cards. I'm black, I'm trans, I'm Jewish, um, and it's hard being a black trans Jew in the States. But I'm not gonna talk about all of them because that's way too long. So I'm gonna specifically talk about being black with this ACL tear and how being black affects me in the medical community specifically. So there is this study um, that states that African Americans get less pain medication than our white counterparts, um, and it's kind of bullshit. And I actually didn't believe it. My dad has been preaching this since the beginning of time, but I've never really had an issue with it until now, which I'm going to tell you about. So I tore my ACL on Wednesday at camp. Um, Afterwards, I immediately went to the doctor, the emergency room, where the doctor came and was like, cool, we're going to do an x-ray. And my x-ray came back clean. Duh. Saw some effusion, which just means swelling, and he manipulated my knee and was like, yeah, you tore your ACL. And I was like, fantastic. And are we going to get an MRI to confirm it? And he's like, well, our MRI machine is closed and it's only open from 8 to 3:30. And this was like some backwoods, bumblefuck, level 3 hospital, so hey, maybe that's right. Don't know. I was like, cool, that's fine, I'll call tomorrow. What about pain management? And he's like, oh, we're just gonna give you, or you're just gonna take over-the-counter ibuprofen. Over-the-counter ibuprofen. You're telling me that I tore my ACL, and you are gonna manage my pain with over-the-counter ibuprofen. And he goes, oh, no worries, I'm gonna prescribe it for 800 milligrams instead of 200. So instead of one pill, you'll be taking 4, and you'll be good. Really? So I was pissed. I was in pain. I called my dad. If you don't know, my dad's an orthopedic surgeon. Call my dad. My dad's mad. He's like, all right, well, just go tomorrow for the MRI. Maybe they need a confirmed tear before they give you pain meds, and you'll be good to go. And I was like, cool. Call in the morning on Thursday to schedule the MRI, and they're like, yeah, so the doctor didn't put an order in for the MRI. He wants you to see the orthopedist first. And I'm like, all right, well, can I schedule an appointment with the orthopedist? And he's like, well, we can just get the doctor to get an MRI if you just call at 7 p.m. when he comes back in. I'm like, cool, got it. So wait till 7 p.m., call the doctor. He's like, yeah, I don't want you to get an MRI here. I want you to get it when you go home. I don't, I, why? And he's like, yeah, I'm not going to put an order in. I want you to see the orthopedist first. And I'm like, okay, well, I'm going to go see the orthopedist. And he's like, yeah, so we don't have an orthopedist to see you until Wednesday, like next Wednesday, which I would have already been home. So I was like, that's problematic, but whatever. I need more pain meds. I need stronger pain meds. And he's like, not going to give it to you. Now, I'm not asking for something hardcore. Like, you didn't have to give me Vicodin or Percocet, but like, Tramadol, like naproxen at least. You're telling me that I tore my ACL. I have to live from Wednesday night until I get home on Saturday morning, which the doctors are closed until Monday. with a torn ACL, and you're telling me, oh, it's cool, we'll just give you ibuprofen. And so he's like, oh, I'll just add some Tylenol on top of it. That was a struggle. I basically had to call my dad, who called my general practitioner in Atlanta, to call up in New Hampshire to get them a medication. The first medication he gave, which was the Percocet, they denied because of state lines. So the second medication that my general practitioner gave was tramadol, which, helped me through. But it was just kind of absurd. I was like, how are you going to tell me that I have this very, very, severe injury, which is going to require surgery, and you're going to treat it with ibuprofen and Tylenol? The medical profession just continues to neglect their African American and just people of color patients, which is like neglect. It's neglect. Like what that doctor did when he said that he wasn't going to give me an MRI and he wasn't going to give me an appointment, emergency Russian appointment with the orthopedist, is neglect. You can't do that to somebody who is in pain and who has a serious issue. And my dad says it's because they don't want the liability with it. And I don't care if you have to call me from New Hampshire to make sure that I went to the fucking orthopedist or whatever for the follow-up appointment. Like, that's your job. Your job is to help people who are broken to be better. So, like, this whole liability bullshit, like, I just don't buy it. Yeah, so how I think it should get better. Honestly, I think it just comes down to education. And let me tell you, Spencer is sick and tired of being a fucking educator. I do not want to have to educate every single individual that I come into contact with about every one of my minorities. I think that it shouldn't only have to fall on the people who are in the marginalized group. I think it shouldn't always have to fall on me or you or anybody else. I think people need to be proactive and understand that there are different people in this world, and they just, to be a better human being and have a better education of how the world works and society, needs to, go out and figure it out themselves. I don't understand why that's such a foreign concept, but I don't know. I don't get it. Sorry if this was a ramble or if this doesn't really answer the question. Um, it's been a hectic week for me. But I hope you guys are having a great week and are gearing up for an even better weekend. It is Tuesday. It is Spencer. Until next time.